morning, everybody. My name is Karla, and you've reached my FlossTube channel, KarlaBeingCrafty, where I talk about mostly cross stitch, but also other crafts that I enjoy, and a little bit of life thrown in. This handsome boy is Bagheera. If you're new here, he occasionally does make an appearance in my videos. And this morning, this is like the fourth time that I turned on the camera, turned off the camera. But as soon as I said, good morning, everybody, he came over here and started meowing, letting his opinion be known. So I figured I would pick him up and start over again so that you guys could see him. This is FlossTube number 244, and it is Sunday, June 2nd. Happy June, happy Pride Month. Welcome to the channel. If this is your first time finding me, I hope that you like what you see, want to hit like and subscribe and all of that good stuff. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back to join me and Becky each week. Your views and your comments and all of the support that you give to me and my channel is just such a blessing in my life. So thank you so much for that. I normally give a Southern California weather report, and it's basically been the same the last couple weeks. Our weather, it's getting a little bit warmer at night. Are you jumping down? Okay. It's getting a little, not at night, it's getting a little bit warmer in the afternoon, but we're still overcast in the mornings. It's very, very gray looking right now, but it's feeling kind of muggy. Actually, if you go outside, actually it feels kind of good, but inside my apartment is kind of hot. So as soon as I'm done with this video, I'm going to open up all my windows to at least get some airflow. But yeah, we're creeping up into the 80s. So it's been a little bit weird weather. I don't know if that means it's going to be a cooler summer or a hotter summer. It's, I think, been cooler overall so far this year. Fine by me. I do not really like the hot weather anymore. I used to love it when I was a kid, and I still don't mind it. Like if I'm on vacation and I'm going someplace where there's pools and stuff like that, of course then hot weather is fine. But for regular every day-to-day life, as I get older, it's just not something I enjoy very much anymore. Okay, so Zoom, we had a Zoom last week, actually with two last week, but we had a Zoom on Sunday after the video, which was very fun as usual. Again, my Zooms are pretty quiet-ish. You know, I don't want to say quiet because we do chit-chat, and we just have usually a smaller group of like 5 to 10 people, and we just chit chat. Sometimes we don't talk. You know, everybody gets kind of quiet. It depends on who's on, because we have some people that are very comfortable carrying a conversation, and other people who are more content to just be listeners, and either way is great. But it was fun, and I have scheduled Zooms for June. They'll be listed in the description box, so it's not like you have to remember. But do set your calendars or whatever you do to remind you, because I get people telling me all the time, it's like I was intending to go to your Zoom and I forgot, or I didn't remember that it was today until it was like 3 hours too late or whatever. So make sure you set a little reminder, because they are fun to, you know, just get together and stitch. So I thought we would schedule one for Sunday, June 16th at 3 p.m. And then, though I like doing the Wednesday night one, so we'll do another Wednesday night at the end of the month, which will be Wednesday, June 26th at 6 p.m. And all of the information to get on is in the description box below. So I will remind you every Sunday. So we got two Sundays before the 16th, right? Or it's the Sunday after next. Anyway, you'll get at least 2 reminders, and then 3 or 4 reminders for the Wednesday. Nothing very eventful happened last week. It's just kind of more the same for me. I have a D&D game with my brother next week, so I'm looking forward to that, as I usually am. Yeah, things are just, you know, plodding along. Nothing too exciting, which is okay. I like even tempered things. We don't necessarily need to go up and down. Still don't have my car. My mechanic does have the part though, so I know he's working on the car as of last week. So hopefully there's no problems, and hopefully I will get my car back soon. I don't really have a lot of like preamble stuff to talk to you about because, as I said, nothing super exciting is happening. I got Baggy a new toy this week. I did post pictures on Instagram, and if you have a cat and they like catnip toys, this brand, the Yeeow, Yeeow brand, let me tell you, those are catnip forward toys, and Baggy went crazy. I got him a peeled banana, and whoo, he liked that toy. It makes him a little tiny bit hyper, and then he conks out. I do have to be careful when I give it to him, just because, as I said, he gets a little, I want to say overstimulated, because I don't think it's bad. It's just he gets a little clawy, so I have to be careful to get my hands out of the way when I'm giving him that toy, because he wants to like grab, and whether it's the toy or my hand, he doesn't make a differentiation there. So I do have to be a little bit careful when I give him stuff like that. But overall, I'm glad I got it for him, because he just really loved it. In fact, I ordered another one today from the same brand. I got him a butterfly that looks like it has flappy wings that he might like. So anyway, so let's get on to the good stuff. And the first thing I want to talk to you about is not stitching or anything. It is actually a giveaway. So I was contacted by a sweet lady named Casey. She is a fellow FlossTuber, although she hasn't done one in quite a while. Her FlossTube channel is Casper the Stitching Ghost, and I think she made, I don't know, I want to say like 3 or 4 videos, maybe a few more than that. Very sweet, lots of really nice projects, and then apparently she kind of lost her stitching crafting bug and kind of stepped back for a while, which, you know, happens to the best of us, so no shame there. But she did contact me because she had gotten a Reolus kit and started it and just isn't enjoying it for whatever reason. It's a very pretty pattern. I will show it to you in a second. And she has, as I said, started it. It is one of the ones with acrylic wool, and she offered to give it to me. And, you know, I took a look at it, and it is very beautiful. It's just not necessarily my style, and I have so much stuff already that I didn't feel like it would be fair to take on a project that I just realistically don't know when I would fit it into my rotation. But I did offer it to you guys. And so I'll show you the pictures of what the chart, or what the pattern is. It's a fairly expensive one, so and she hasn't done that much on it, but basically we'll have a drawing on this channel next week, and then I will give Casey your information, or your email, and then you guys can connect and she can send it to you directly. She did ask, because of shipping and everything, only US entrance. Okay, so the picture is, let's see if I can find it. It's called T, and as I said, it is a Reolus kit. Come on. I checked this yesterday using my tablet to make sure that I could see everything, and so this is the chart that she has. You can see it's kind of an Asian inspired tea set with the really pretty, I think those are cherry blossoms, and all she's done, oops, got ring light there, she's done like this edge. So let's see. Okay, so she sent me a couple pictures. So this is what she's completed. And then she did want anybody who's entering to know that she has marked off on the chart with a black Sharpie, but she has done it extremely carefully. So that's the stitched part, you know, is marked off in black. And then these are the threads. Again, they're the wool acrylic, which I've said before, I really like them. Now, there are people that don't like them, and if you know that you're one of those people that don't like the wool acrylic, or you're allergic to the wool, you know, you may want to not enter for this. But anyway, so that is what is going to be offered. Again, from Casey, so sweet for her to even think of me and my channel. But this is really, really pretty. So anyway, if this is something that you would like, then please put the word TEA somewhere in your comment so that I can search for that and do a drawing for next week. And then, as I said, you can send me your email address and I will send that email address to Casey directly, and then she can contact you and you guys can work out her sending it to you. Okay. Oops. Okay. So thank you, Casey, for thinking of me and for being a supporter of my channel. I really do appreciate that, and I'm sure the people who are interested in that chart really appreciate it too. So this is a great way to, you know, get a rollers kit, to try it out, see if you like it. It's a beautiful chart. It is a larger one, as you can see, and yeah, you know, you're gonna get the whole shebang. You'll get the Aida that it was started on. Honestly, if you wanted to change fabrics, if you wanted to, you know, not continue somebody else's project, you could probably just get a piece of, it looks like it's kind of an oatmeal Aida. I doubt that you would run out of floss because it doesn't look like she's done that much. And in my experience, when I've done those kits, there's plenty of floss. There's always leftovers. So anyway, that is from Casey, Casper the Stitching Ghost. And please say T in your comment if you would like to be entered in a drawing to get that. Okay, on to my whips. First, crochet. I did 2 crochet things this week. I hooked my April square to my blanket, but I didn't bring it over here to show you because you saw the square last week. So when I go back to work tomorrow, I will print out the May temperature sheet from the AccuWeather app, I guess, or the AccuWeather site that I'm using, and then I can start working on the May square. As I said, it's been cooler this year, so we haven't hit, you know, into the higher temperatures yet, but I don't know, I think it's really pretty. I'm really enjoying doing this temperature blanket. I'm excited about my idea for doing a strawberry patch next year, and yeah, so it's all good. I really am enjoying the temperature blanket idea, and I've always been intrigued by the whole idea of a temperature stitch. I've loved watching other people do them. It's not something that I ever appealed to me as in taking on a stitching project. But this idea of doing a crochet blanket, I'm loving it. So anyway, I didn't work on that other than to hook it together, but I did do other things this week. So I had talked to you last week about possibly doing a crochet pillow back for one of my, Maggie, hey, get out of the corner. Get out of the corner. Yes. Go over there. Wow, that's the first time that's happened, that he's actually being a naughty boy during the middle of a video. Sorry if I shocked you with the thing. Yeah, he was like acting like he was gonna spray or something, which he didn't, but okay. So I was talking about crocheting a pillow back for something that's sitting in my, you know, finished pile but not fully finished. So and the fact that it was Memorial Day, and, you know, the whole, you know, patriotic whatever. I don't feel like I'm I'm not a patriotic stitcher at all. However, I had this piece that I really loved when I did it, which was the suffragette. But I've had it done for 2 years now. at least. I don't know. So I had always intended this to be a little pillow. I had a little pillow that, you know, I got that was just kind of sitting around because I was waiting for it to be the base for this. And I decided, hey, you know what? I'm enjoying doing the moss stitch on my temperature blanket, and I did another crochet pillow back for something else to try and get it fully finished. So I decided to go ahead and do that this time as well. So this is again a moss stitch, or I found out this week that the moss stitch is also called the linen stitch. And I just made a rectangle. There was a few, like I thought it had to be bigger than it was, so it was longer. And then I ended up having to pull out a few rows to just make it the exact right size. And then originally I had, because I didn't actually cut this down at all. So the fabric is still under here, the extra fabric. Because I thought, like, you know, if I ever change my mind, if I want to go ahead and put this in a frame or do something else with it. Did I cut it? No, I'm second guessing myself. Maybe I did cut it some. I don't remember. Originally I wasn't going to, and I wrapped it around and it was looking terrible, and then I just decided to do it a different way. I sewed it with a blanket stitch using the same yarn, and now honestly I'm second guessing myself as far as cutting it. Maybe I did cut it. I don't remember now, but it was a whole week ago. But I really like how it came out. I was at first thinking I needed to have like a red, white, and blue yarn. But you know what? I like this yarn a lot. I think it looks actually really cute. And I don't mind the rainbow edging. You don't see the back if you're looking at the front of the pillow anyway. And if it flips over, I love the way the back looks. So I love the way it feels. I love the way it looks. The yarn I used, this was a Michaels brand. And I guess it's called Loops and Threads now. It was called like Simply Classic or something. I put the rest into a ball, which I know you're technically not really supposed to ball up your yarn because it stretches it, I guess. I'm trying to do it lightly, but I can't stand when it's in like the skein and it's all floppy and the label won't stay on it or anything. So I went ahead and I put it in a ball. This yarn is weird and I don't know exactly how to explain it. At first I was like, well, is it a chenille? And no, it's stranded. You could untwist it and untwist the threads, but it has this interesting feel to it that I really enjoy. And I don't know, I really like it. And I like how this pillow turned out. It makes me very happy. I'm glad that I have actually a fully finished of something that's been sitting around. So I learned how to do the blanket stitch, which I think actually turned out really nice to attach it. And yeah, so that was one crochet thing I worked on. And then the second crochet thing I worked on, so this is how I am. I'm strolling Instagram or whatever, and there's a ton of like crochet type Instagram posts which show like a stitch, how to do a stitch or whatever, and I'll watch them and I'm like, ooh, that's intriguing. So apparently there's been, and I don't know if this is like recently or if I'm like way behind the times, because I do not watch TikTok. I don't have TikTok. I don't even have that app, and I don't like TikTok. I don't watch it. But apparently there was a whole TikTok thing that was going around of a crocheted weighted blanket using pony beads. And so what I saw was an Instagram post, which I think actually was like a YouTube, of a little tutorial on how to do that stitch for this weighted blanket. Well, I don't want to do a weighted blanket, but I thought it was really cool, this stitch that they were using to add pony beads to a project. So I am using, it's actually the same yarn as the previous one. I guess when I went to Michael's one time, I got two skeins of this yarn. So it used to be called Craft Smart Value Multi, and now it's a Loops and Threads. I think it's called Classic Loops and Threads Classic something. And I just saw that online, but it looks like it's the exact same thing. But anyway, so I started making a bag using crochet with pony beads. And I think it's really cool and it's fun. And this is a double crochet. So you do a double crochet row and then you do a row of adding the beads. You have to go down a needle or a hook size when you're doing the bead row, because you have to be able to put the bead on the hook. And then so then you crochet kind of loose to make sure it's the same. Your stitches are about the same size as the one using the bigger hook. But anyway, so this is just the beginning of it. I'm planning on making it, you know, bag size with handles. I maybe should have made it a little bit longer, you know, wider, but you know, I was kind of anxious to start in on the beads. And anyway, I think it's kind of cool, and I like doing a different kind of thing. These beads, the black ones that I got, were $5 on Amazon for a bag of 1,000. So we'll see how far they go. I think there'll be enough to do this whole bag. But yeah, I'm kind of excited about that little project. And actually, you know what? I should put it in this bag instead of the other one, which is holding my supplies for my temperature blanket, because there's not really enough room for both projects in here. So, okay, there we go. That purple one is an actual like crochet bag or crochet project bag. This is a lunch bag, but it works really well for crochet projects, and I don't usually take a lunch bag to lunch. So anyway, so I just put the beads in these two little like yogurt containers, and they're just black pony beads, you know, plastic. Okay, so that was my crochet stuff that I worked on this week. And on to the stitching. Whips. Okay, so last Sunday was the Zoom call, as I said, and I always work on a counted canvas piece on Zoom. And for the last several months, I've been showing you the country garden. That's what I've been working on because I'm trying to get it done. But this past Sunday, I just didn't feel like working on it. I'd already worked on it Wednesday that week, and I just didn't feel like pulling it out again. So instead, I pulled out my other counted canvas sort of project. This is sort of a combination of counted canvas and needlepoint. This is my dogs and cats. So this project, this is just a canvas that I got, I believe, off of eBay. And if you've watched my channel before, you've heard this rant. But this is why when people are really surprised with like needlepoint canvases, why they're really expensive, because they can be extremely expensive to get a needlepoint canvas. When you see those really expensive ones, they're hand painted. And there's a reason why that matters. And so on this, you can see, because I'm stitching the outlines of the squares, you can see my issue. This was printed all crooked. So obviously when I'm stitching up a row, those stitches are straight on the row, and this was printed way off. So that's annoying. I am not going to run out of space. I think I'm going to be okay, but it does mean that like it's really important that I put in those guideline frames, because otherwise, you know, if you just stitched on the color, you'd be way off. So anyway, what my intention is with this project is I have been needle pointing the animals with I think number 5 Pro Cotton. I'm not sure if it's 5 or it's 8, but I've been needle pointing the animals with pearl cotton, and then I'm using Chrome watercolors to do sort of counted canvas fancier stitches for the backgrounds. And I love the way the Chrome watercolors, I love the sheen to it. I love the way it looks. So, and it's kind of fun trying to come up with different patterns for the backgrounds. I've told you guys before, I'm going to make 2 changes to the animals on here. These 2 animals I'm going to change. I'm going to turn this animal into black and white cat. So I'm going to use this and this as my guide. And then this, I'm going to use the shape that's there, but I'm going to turn it into a black and white Pomeranian. Not Pomeranian, Papillon. Because a lot of these animals remind me of animals that have actually are in my life or have been in my life. So this kind of looks like Nala, my brother and sister-in-law's dog. This kind of looks like Boo, is the dog they had to have put down a year or so ago. They have a new dog now named Coco, and nothing really looks like Coco, unfortunately. But Coco kind of looks like this too. It's just she's not as dark. This obviously is Baggy, so I'm glad that he's like right in the middle there. I did share a corgi when I was married with my ex-husband. And as I said, this is going to be turned into a black and white Papillon, which is my dog Frodo. And then this is going to be a black and white cat, which will look like my cat Herbie that passed away. And then this actually looks like my cat Liberty that I had. I think she passed away in 2016. So anyway, this is what I worked on. I finished the stitching on this dog. I started the stitching on this dog. I finished the background on this dog. I started this background and this background. This is really fun. I don't know. I mean, there's a name for the stitch I'm doing, but I'm not sure what it is. And I'm just thinking of patterns and like, you know, like trying to make things look slightly, you know, like I don't want to have 2 vertical patterns, you know, necessarily right next to each other. So I'm trying to make it look like a variety of stitches. So that's what I worked on Sunday. I enjoyed working on that a lot. I need to get the other one finished. But as far as enjoyment, that one I'm enjoying a little bit more right now. And I know you guys have seen these before, but my friend Tracy made all these bags for me years ago now, when she first got her sewing machine and was like kind of practicing sewing. She went she got some really pretty fabric, like remnants basically, from a store in her area, and she got some really great ones that had black cats on them. And so I reaped the benefits and I got all of the black cat little bags and stuff. So that pink fabric with the big black cats, and then she made me a couple things with this fabric. So yeah, I love them. Okay, let's see, what else did I work on? I worked on my dad notes, which is actually, I mean, I hate to say that I designed this because it's not, you know, it's just like it's a pattern, it's a geometric pattern. But this is for my brother for his birthday, which is next month in July, so I have to get this done. And it's basically, it's 3 guitar chords. And then I got teeny, actually doll close buttons to use as the notes. And it'll say D-A-D and guitar chords. So I'm calling it Dad Notes. Okay, I worked on my cat collage, my Laurel Birch cat collage this week by Designworks. Yeah, Designworks. And I moved it over again, so you're not going to be able to see, as you know, everything I have done. I'm trying to get sort of to the edge. And this is the edge. I mean, obviously the border, which is like a rainbow border, goes all the way over and then down again. But this is the edge of the cats. So I worked more on this one. Yeah. And again, because this is a kit, I'm noticing I was having some issues with the threads just not being soft, not being smooth. So I went ahead and I'll show you in my haul section. I ordered some beeswax thread conditioner. And I tried it out on this project and then on Bag Ladies, and I was kind of enjoying it. So I don't know, I'm going to be experimenting with that more. I read a couple articles on thread conditioners, and a couple of you guys kind of put in your opinions on what, you know, when you use them, if you use them. And one article I read had mentioned an Etsy shop, which is escaping me now, that had some really nice scented beeswax. So of course I had to go on there and I ordered, I want to say I ordered a ton. I didn't really order a ton because she had sample packs where she'd have 6 different scents or something. And you only get like a little tiny bit, but I thought that would be fine because, you know, it goes far. And, you know, I'm one of those people that if you give me, you know, 20 cents of something, I want to smell all 20. I don't want to pick 2, because that's just how I am. So I ordered a bunch of the sample packs, which should be coming next week. And then I'll be able to smell them, use them. If I like doing the thread conditioning for certain things, for metallics, for kit floss, which is a little bit less soft than my regular DMC or whatever, then I will be able to have it. And if there's any scents that I don't like, then I can give the little sample away, you know. Anyway, so I will show you those when I get them. Okay, I worked on the hummingbird for my friend Tracy. But there's not really a picture to show you because it's kind of, I've put together 2 different pictures. These are ruby-throated hummingbirds, and I only have the ladybird done so far. And I worked some more on the flowers, which I've changed the colors to look more like the honeysuckle that's actually in her yard. But she and I were discussing it this week. Of course, I showed her like a little update picture and everything. And we were discussing what bird I'm going to work on next year. Basically based on what birds do I have now, what bird charts. And I think I might be doing a Carolina Wren for her next year. Because they do get those, and I have a chart already, so I think that might be the choice for next year. This is Florentina by Mirabillia. So I believe I had to do some frogging on this. So I had to take out some stitches, and then I replaced, I think, most of them. But that's all I have so far. So it's still in the, it looks like a blob stage, but this is actually, you know, her, where she's sitting, and this is the edge of the bench that she's sitting on. The cat will be down here. right, come on. So I was watching, I think I was watching Laura stitching at the shore. She did like a little extra video yesterday. And I was watching it this morning as I was getting dressed and stuff. And she mentioned that June 1st, which I didn't know this, was Oscar the Grouch Day yesterday. Which is kind of funny because yesterday, not knowing it was Oscar the Grouch Day, I actually watched the new sort of documentary on Jim Henson that is on Hulu, I believe. I think it's Hulu. No. I'm sorry, Disney Plus. Called Idea Man or something like that. Man of Ideas. I don't know, but it was all about Jim Henson, and it was really it was a good documentary. Interesting. A little bit bittersweet because, you know, he died way too young. He was only 53 when he died from complications from pneumonia, I believe. He got an infection and was gone in like, you know, immediately. He was sick for 3 days and gone, and everybody was shocked. But it's you know, it's just interesting, and just as a little interesting fact. I mean, I've never shied away from telling you guys how old I am. I'm 58. I'm going to be 59 this summer. And I saw the very, very, very first episode of Sesame Street. I remember it. I remember vividly watching that. My mother was out to here pregnant with my brother. And I remember her saying, there's a new kids show on. Let's watch it. And I remember she lay down on the couch, and I remember sitting on the carpet and watching that very first episode of Sesame Street. And, you know, Sesame Street, if you're around my age, well, actually anybody younger than me, really, Sesame Street, I'm sure, was a big part of your life when you were a kid. So it was pretty interesting to watch that documentary and to reflect on the Muppets. I ended up watching a couple hours of the Muppet Show yesterday because it's all on Disney Plus, and remembering it is a good show. I've always loved the Muppets. Oscar was my favorite, I think, when I was a kid, and my brother had an Ernie doll that I remember I whacked him across he was bugging me with it, you know. He was 5, I was 10. Maybe he was younger than that. Anyway, yeah, he wouldn't leave me alone. And I remember I grabbed it, and it had like this hard plastic-y, rubbery plastic head, and then the rest was like cloth. So it made like a really good like cat o' nine tails. And I remember like I grabbed it and I just like whacked him with it, and he screamed. So of course I had to like, you know, hug him so that I wouldn't get in trouble. Yeah. But memories. So sorry, Erin. Sorry for hitting you with the Ernie puppet. Sorry for almost drowning you when we were kids. Sorry for all that stuff. Sorry for, you know, we would play games, and occasionally, because I was bigger, occasionally he would go flying a little bit. He made up for it when he got older, and he was like, when I was like, you know, 17, 18, and he was 13, 14, he used to make up for it. He would have his friends come over, and my mom would tell them to go wake me up for breakfast, and they woke me up by throwing things at me. So, yeah, sibling love. Okay, last but not least, that was an interesting little aside there. I worked on Bag Ladies, but this is a sunset kit from, I mean, this is from 1999. So, you know, this is, you know, getting to be 25 years old. Which, you know, maybe that's why the threads in this are a little bit stiff and crunchy or whatever. But, you know, I've been trying the beeswax, and it has helped, I think. Okay, so this bag is finished, except for obviously outlining and stuff, which I do as I go along, but I need to have everything around it kind of done before I do the back stitching. I started this cat. Maybe worked a little bit on this cat, but I did outline the ear, the one ear that's I was able to outline. So yes, I am enjoying that project as well. I kind of don't want to put it away. It's not really on my schedule for next month, but I don't know. I might stay out just because I'm enjoying working on it. Same with Florentina. So that was it for my stitching haul. I did get a few things this week, small things. I got the second skein of the 0005 Blackberry yarn that when I ordered from Joann's Saga, there's two different Blackberries, two different numbers. And so I ended up just ordering this from Amazon. Again, it was way more expensive than, I mean, on sale at Joann's, they were about $4 and I paid like $9 for this one. But, you know, I figure it's fine to have the right color, and yeah, it was worth it to me to not have to worry about it. I ordered the pony beads that I showed you earlier. Again, this, and I think it's just because they were black, but I got a bag of 1,000. They fit in these 2 containers, and that was like $5. The black was the cheapest, so, but that's what I wanted anyway, because I thought the black would look really good with any sort of variegated. If I like this technique, and I want to continue, because I still have that ball that I showed you of yarn left over this pillow, this color. So I was trying to like think like what would look good with this. I mean, black would look good, or any of these like neons, if I can get like a single neon color to go with this. So what do you think? If I were gonna do something like a beaded bag or a beaded something using pony beads, what color do you think would look good with this? Or like a clear glittery one might look nice. Okay. And then I got a bag of these clips because I was trying to organize my fabric a little bit, and I realized it was out of the alligator clips, which I use to hold the fabric onto the boards. And again, you can get these on Amazon. I think this is $300 for $7, $8. And the last thing that I got, oh, wait. I pulled it out to show you guys. Oh, I got 2 of these beeswax things. So I like the fact that these have this little case with the grooves. I know the sample thingies that I'm getting are just going to be in little plastic containers. Maybe they won't even be in plastic containers. I don't know. I'll have to see when I get them. But I do like these little containers, so we'll have to see how I will use the other ones. The thing I like about this is I don't have to necessarily stick my finger on it to run it through. I mean, I still kind of run my finger over the thread after I've run it through a couple times, but yeah, I like that. But I have a bunch of these little containers, so I can always use those for the samples. So yeah, that's about it. Plans for next week. I mean, we're in June now, so I have a whole new set of projects. I talked about that last week. Fantastic Fireworks is my theme, so I have a couple different projects that very sort of loosely fit into that that theme. Honestly, I think I started that theme specifically to work on this Starburst and Stripes. When this is finished and I don't have any other patriotic anything, then I will probably change my theme for next year, because fireworks is not something that's really a part of any of my projects. So, but yeah, I have like 3 more rows, I think, of this. So I really want to get this done this year. And then this actually would look cute as a pillow with a crocheted back, but I definitely would want either a solid red, white, or blue, or a red, white, and blue variegated. So we'll see if I can find something like that. But that would, I think, look cute with the same treatment as I did the other one. I wonder, so you guys that crochet, I have some scrubby, you know, some of the, like the scrubby type yarns that I got to make scrubbies. And I made a couple, but I have some skeins of that, and I do have a red. Would that work, do you think? I mean, it wouldn't be like soft or anything, but it still would like look kind of cute, I think. I wonder if I could do it back with a scrubby yarn. What do you guys think? Would that work for like the back of a pillow? I mean, again, I know it wouldn't be like soft, but it's not like I'm going to be, you know, putting my head on these type of little pillows anyway. But yeah, so that's, you know, my plans work on the same. Keep going on my June projects. Try and get stuff done. That's pretty much my goal every week. I don't necessarily stitch every day. Like yesterday I crocheted, I didn't stitch. And some days I don't do either, especially if like on Tuesday when I'm going to be playing D&D with my brother, it's quite likely that I won't stitch because, you know, that I won't have crafting time because I will be gaming instead. But I do try and get a good amount done during the week. So today is going to be, you know, a relax, maybe watch more Muppet Show, and yeah, nothing too pressing right now, and maybe try and get a little bit of straightening done around my apartment. Always the goal. So anyway, now I'm just rambling. I guess it's time to say goodbye. And until I see you guys again, well, first reminder to, if you're interested in that pass along whip from Casey, put T in your comment. And if and please only US, just because the shipping. And don't forget about the Zooms that put them on the calendar for Sunday, June 16th at 3 and Wednesday, June 26th at 6. I guess that's all the reminders. And then until I see you again, please remember to be content, be kind, and be crafty. This is Karla. Bye-bye.